Hello and welcome. This explainer is for any first-year university student who's ever looked at their course list and wondered, how does all of this connect to a real job? We're going to walk through a framework from Professor Shihmin of National Chinan University designed to give you a clear map for your career journey, starting right now.
So let's kick things off with a really powerful idea from Professor Lowe. He points out that for graduates in international business studies, the role of a product manager isn't just a great first job, it's a launch pad onto the global stage. Think of that as our destination. Today, we're going to unpack the map that shows you exactly how to get there.
So here's our plan. First, we'll introduce the idea of having a map for your career. Then, we'll explore its three essential layers: see the world, which is the big picture, understand industry, which is the structure, and shape yourself, which is all about what you can do. And finally, we'll tie it all together with a powerful starting point. Let's be honest. Sometimes at university, your courses can feel like they're all in separate silos. You're studying marketing one day and finance the next, and it's not always obvious how they're supposed to fit together into a career. Well, that feeling is completely normal, and there's a way to start connecting those dots.
And that's exactly where this framework from Professor Lowe comes in. It's a three-level approach designed to help you build a direct line from your education to your future career. It's not just about theory. This is a practical map you can use to turn your academic efforts into a clear, coherent path.
Okay, let's start with the first level of our map, which is all about zooming out. This is see the world, and it's about understanding the big picture and where you fit into it.
You see, your development doesn't happen in a bubble. You're at the center of this big, interconnected ecosystem. It starts with you and your personal background. Then there's the university, the industry you're aiming for, and even government policies. And wrapping around all of that are the global forces, often called PESTEL, which stands for political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors.
So the key takeaway here is pretty straightforward but really important. Your career path isn't just a result of your personal choices, it's being actively shaped by huge forces like social change and global competition. And knowing that is the first step to making smarter, more strategic decisions.
All right, so we've looked at the world from 30,000 feet. Now let's zoom in to our second level, understand industry. This is where we break down the professional world to see how it's actually built and where you can find your place.
The professional world has a very clear structure. Think of it like a funnel. At the top, you have a broad industry. Within that, you have specific companies. Each company is organized into departments, which have certain positions, and every position has a very detailed job description. This is the path from a general interest to a specific role you can apply for.
So how do you qualify for those positions? Well, it comes down to the KSA framework: knowledge, skill, and attitude. And your university experience is designed to build all three. Knowledge is the theory you learn in your classes. Skills are what you build through hands-on projects and internships. But attitude, that's the proactive mindset you bring, your drive to take charge of your own learning. A job description is really just a checklist of the KSAs an employer is looking for.
Okay, we've seen the world and we've understood the industry. Now we come to the most critical level, the one where you are fully in control. Shape yourself. This is all about taking ownership of your own journey.
And the great news is you already have a whole toolkit at your disposal. Your courses are your foundation, but internships, competitions, and projects are where you build those vital practical skills. And of course, the guidance you can get from your professors and mentors is invaluable. These are the tools you use to actively build your KSA profile.
The engine that powers this entire process is what we call self-directed learning. This isn't just about studying, it's a mindset. It means you're actively using all of these university resources to forge a link between what you're studying today and where you want to be tomorrow. It means you are in the driver's seat of your own development.
So let's bring all three of these levels, world, industry, and self, together. We can use the role of a product manager or PM as a really concrete example of how this framework leads to a tangible career goal.
So why is the product manager role such a good fit, especially for international business students? Because this job is all about connecting the dots. It takes your academic training and transforms it into real-world, high-demand skills like collaborating across different teams and communicating effectively across cultures.
And this isn't just a vague idea. The connection is very direct. Take a look. A PM needs a strong strategic mindset. You build that in strategic management. They need to understand customer needs. That's exactly what you learn in international marketing. Data-driven decisions? That comes from financial analysis. It's a clear mapping of your education to a high-impact career.
So, let's bring it all home. The core idea to take away is this simple three-part process. First, you zoom out to see the world and its global context. Second, you zoom in to understand the structure of your chosen industry. And third, you take ownership to shape yourself through proactive learning.
This framework gives you a map. It shows you the landscape and the different paths you can take, but ultimately, the journey is yours to make. So the only question left is the one you have to answer. Now that you have the map, where will you begin?
If you found this guide helpful, please feel free to share it. For more insightful and practical explainers on a range of professional topics, be sure to subscribe to Professor Shihmin Lo's channel. Thank you for your time.